Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Demi's vlog, and we started the week off with a floor press. He got 120 kilogram, which is a PR for him, and as many of you know who've been following his vlog, his upper body is his weak link. We're going to bulk him up. He needs to get bigger. We just have to get his upper body bigger. No other choice. Again, he's a very tall guy. He needs to be in a higher weight class over time, which means more muscle tissue. So a lot of our focus is on building up his upper body. So one of the things you guys will often notice is I have even some upper body work in his lower days. So I have him rowing on his lower days just to get some extra quality work in for all of that. So that again, I'm not pushing his workouts too long for the upper body on their own days. Plus, it's a viable squat and deadlift accessory. All right, so for accessory work, what we're seeing here on the max effort day, you guys saw some bench pressing. We're doing just normal pause benching. I have him doing barbell rows, and then almost everything else is tricep focus. All right, we're coming in, we're doing skull crushers. Again, full range of motion skull crushers to where we're working that long head, and then we finish up with some band press downs to keep his elbow tendons healthy. I am putting a fairly heavy focus on his triceps because they are overall weak link in his pressing strength. They're probably the weakest muscle in his upper body. Obviously, we want everything to grow. We want everything to come up, but these are a limiting factor for him. Whereas in hip extension and his hip extensors are his strongest muscles, which is why he has a good deadlift. He's strong at good mornings. His squat is, of course, coming up, but he's now at a point where obviously his squat and his deadlift are ahead of his bench press. So we do need that focus on the upper body. I need to continue to develop his triceps. So band press downs, it's like I do myself. We do very, very high reps. We do them fast. The idea there is building connective tissue in the tendons, getting blood flow, using those overspeed eccentrics to help develop the tricep tendons. So we need to make them thicker and more resilient so that we can do exercises like skull crushers and JM presses. All right. Then of course we always do barbell rows. Barbell rows are an intricate part of what he does, although I'm allowing him the option now of doing other types of rows when he's at the other gym. Meaning if he's there, if he wants to sub in some one-arm dumbbell rows, that's fine. All right. I'm not sure. I think I missed the squat footage in this. We did have squats where he did a 190 kilogram squat, but I realized I may have put barbell row into that slot. That should have been his squat. But you guys have seen the shorts and reels. They're all up of him doing the squat, which was a little controversial. There were some people who didn't like his form on the squat on one of my platforms, which, I tell guys, I'm sorry you don't like it, but that doesn't make it less effective. Doesn't mean that you guys know what you're talking about. All right, good mornings though. Again, we're very, very strong on these, which is good. This is a foundational lift for a lot of my people, and it is for him. So we make heavy use of it. But he's got 3 plates on the bar there. So this is 140 kilogram. Everything's in kilograms for him because he is not in the U.S. So we do good mornings. We do belt squats. We do reverse hyperextensions. Now the belt squat, I'm having him work on the technique a little. I've told him I don't like people holding onto the handles. This is stuff I learned from my own experience having messed with them. The more we use the handles, the more they interfere with our potential quad development. And so if you don't care about your quads so much, okay, fine, you can use these. It's kind of like people who use knee wraps for their leg work. It's going to be some downsides to that. And even though people will say, well, I don't feel like I'm pulling myself up on it, it's because you don't feel it doesn't mean you aren't doing it a little bit. And a little bit is all it takes to de-emphasize the training response we want at the bottom. All right, and then of course we do reverse hypers. He's still learning to do these. He just obviously got this device very, very new to him. So he's still getting the form down, although now he's doing pretty decent on it. I'd like a little less swinging, but it's acceptable. But look at the weight he's using versus the amount of swinging. We have to get stronger at these. Okay? We have to continue to get stronger. All right, dynamic effort upper. We do speed benching, 3 sets wide, 3 sets medium, 3 sets close. I put the incline footage in here because I have him incline bench on this day. Otherwise, it looks exactly like his other day, right? It looks like his other day. Of course, there was a guy wanting to get himself in the camera, making a little cameo. Like, well, he's going to be famous, seen by people on all my platforms. And I just now saw that. I didn't realize that was in the footage. But again, we use incline bench in this spot for him instead of additional flat benching, so that we continue to build his chest, his front delts, all of those things on dynamic days. Otherwise, it looks exactly like his max effort day for all the other supplemental work. It's just that we have incline bench in place of the pause benching. All right, then we finish up the week with dynamic effort lower. We do speed boxes with the safety bar. We do speed conventional deadlifts. Right, we do speed conventional deadlifts. I don't have him mess much with sumo. His adductors get overworked easy. There's some imbalances there we're working on. I feel like sumos at this point in the game just kind of mess him up. And we use that belt squat to build those muscles. Then we could possibly, work sumo work back in. All right. Again, additional good mornings. Then we do belt squats and we do reverse hyperextensions. And I believe I put this in following up on the belt squat because now we can see he's not holding the handles. It's something I spoke to him about. So now he's working on doing it without holding onto them. So again, we're happy with his training. We're hitting a lot of PRs. He's like, I'm up 20 kilograms on my squat. We've hit bench PRs. All these things are going up. So we're in a good place. We're going to get ready for a meet. We're probably going to do a meet in about, approximately 4 months. Get him up on the platform, and then you guys will see his belt squats here coming up. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.